During this Black History Month, there's a special exhibit underway at the Newark Public Library examining the role played by some dedicated individuals. It's the history of black doctors in Newark who fought racism to give African Americans quality health care nearly a century ago. NJN News health and medical correspondent Sarah Lee Kessler has that story.
The exhibit is called Dear and Glorious Physician, and it's a tribute to black doctors like Walter Darden, Dr. John Kenny, who built a hospital for people of color in Newark, Dr. Charles Polk, pediatrician Reynolds Birch, and Dr. Edward Werner.
Dr. Werner would say to his patient, okay, you have to go to the hospital, pay them, but you don't have to pay me, and took care of that patient for decades.
Dr. Sandra West is the curator of this exhibit.
There were stories about black patients being abused in white hospitals. You know, you'd have a white hospital, then you'd have an attic to the hospital. So the black patients were put up there and kind of neglected.
Dr. Kenny, who was Booker T. Washington's personal physician at Tuskegee Institute, fled Alabama just a few days ahead of a lynch mob after insisting that a veterans hospital there, built to serve the Tuskegee Airmen, be staffed by blacks. Alabama's loss was Newark's gain.
What does he do? He starts a hospital for colored people.
Dr. Clement Alexander Price, a Rutgers historian, says Kenny Memorial Hospital, which opened in 1927, was an important institution.
It was a beacon of care and achievement and civic pride and racial pride in Newark.
In 1934, Dr. Kenny sold his hospital to the community for $1. It operated for decades. Today, it's the home of New Salem Baptist Church.
He left us a structure of great integrity, but then he left us a spirit of integrity that we can continue to serve humanity as he did.
The church sanctuary was once a 30-bed hospital ward. Reverend White's office was Dr. Kenny's surgical suite.
We still have the original surgical towel on the floor. The original marble herringbone floor is under the carpet there.
Dr. Kenny's granddaughters are impressed with the exhibit.
It has more relevance now, I think, than at any other time before. And even President Obama spoke to it in his inaugural address when he talked about service.
Because he gave the hospital to the community to also show that example. He lived the example of service.
The Black Doctors exhibit will run through March at the Newark Public Library. Sarah Lee Kessler, NJN News, Newark.